What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. Ever since Season 1 of Modern Warfare 3 was announced, I've tried to approach it from a positive standpoint. I've tried to be as positive as I possibly can be. But man, can Call of Duty not put out a competent update? I don't know who works over at Activision in quality control and quality assurance, but it sure doesn't seem as if anybody actually works in that division. Completely and utterly breaks the game anytime there is a brand new update. What is it this time? Well, it's people who've purchased the Black Cell Battle Pass not being able to have access to things they purchased because of a bug. You cannot be releasing updates that do not grant access to players' paid accessories. I don't care about your opinion on the Battle Pass or not. You guys know where I stand. If you buy something, you should have access to it. And Call of Duty never works as intended, especially right around update time. Something as anticipated as Season 1 should have gone off without a hitch. But nope, problems escalating everywhere, showcasing everywhere. And I get why people are pissed. I get why people are mad. This is unacceptable. How is it that every single time they release an update, something new is there to let us know that they are bad at this, that they are completely and utterly incompetent of releasing an update that makes the game better on day one? There's always extra updates that go in because they're never ready on time. How is it that I was able to preload this on Monday and have it still not work as of Wednesday? Did anybody do any work? Did anybody check to see if there were remaining bugs? I would love to stay positive. I'd love to come on here and be positive about Season 1 because there's some good stuff here that I want to talk about. But why is it that every single time there's an update, there's something brand new that pisses players off? That should not be the case. These updates in prior Call of Duty games used to be handled with quality. And now that's just thrown out the window so that they can push you to buy more things right out the gate. Because that's what these updates are all about. They're all about pushing more content for you to buy. But they can't competently fix the things that need to be fixed. It blows my mind. The fact that people are getting an error message for data corruption is a non-starter. You cannot defend that. That is indefensible. It should not be allowed. And for whatever reason, people are just going to sit idly by and say, well, what do you expect? I expect a game I pay $70 for that is published by a billion-dollar company to be able to update the game without them sending out error messages every single time they update the game. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't think those expectations are too high. But all of you blithering morons that go out and buy the Battle Pass every single season accept this as if it's okay for a company to be this incompetent. I'll give you some insights once you're old enough to work in the real world. You screw up as often and as massive as Call of Duty does every single year with their updates, you won't have a job. So allowing this to go by untested is unacceptable. You're allowing a company who steals your money every month to just walk away like nothing happened? It is indefensible. It is unacceptable. And anybody in this community that wants to stand beside Sledgehammer Games or stand beside Activision in this case is in the wrong. How a company that has as much power as Activision does to not have things work the second they're supposed to is a complete and utter joke. The fact that players are losing their entire stats, complete and utter joke. The fact that there was even an error message for data corruption, complete and utter joke. And I can already hear some of you in my comment section going, Ferocity, they're working on the patch. It's not that big of a deal. You're blowing it out of proportion. No, I'm not. We should hold these companies at a higher standard. Right now, we are fully accepting these companies taking advantage of us at every single turn. And I'm sorry, it's unacceptable. The fact that you're willing to defend a company that constantly releases garbage like this shows you why you consistently get garbage like this. I look over at what GTA 6 just put out for their new trailer, and I am in so much envy that my favorite gaming franchise can't try to do something as spectacular as that. Instead, they'd rather integrate animals and superheroes into your realistic war game. I'm sorry, but Call of Duty isn't realistic. It's not. Stop trying to go for the realism angle and do what you do best, which is go for the arcade style. Stop trying to be two things at once. But overall, be competent. That's the one thing Rockstar does really well, is they're competent. They were able to release the same game on 3 different gens. You were able to release it during the Xbox 360 era, the Xbox One era, and the Xbox One X era, or Series X era. You were able to do that 3 different times. Call of Duty can't even have a competent launch on 1 generation. Never mind trying to make it work across 3 different generations and have any type of staying power. It's embarrassing how consistently bad Activision is at rolling any type of update out. And it frustrates me to no end. You deserve better. If you're watching this video, you deserve better than what Call of Duty gave you here with the Season 1 update. I know that there's some great content here. I know that Warzone's better than it was last year. I know that some of the new maps are pretty awesome. But it gets overshadowed by the complete and utter lack of effort from Activision. And it showcases time and time again. I don't want to blame Sledgehammer on this because it might not be their fault. If it is, sure, they deserve the blame too. But Activision should not be allowing these updates to roll out if they're not ready. You've known about Season 1 for how long, and you have not had all your ducks in a row. To think that people who've put hours, maybe even days at this point, into their profile, and it's all gone to waste because of this data corruption, it's not okay. And you got to make those players whole. But all in all, this is the hand that we're given. Because we consistently reward their lack of effort and their less than stellar game development by just buying microtransactions. And this is why I come out and say, don't buy the battle pass, in which everyone just calls me poor. I don't really get what we're trying to do here as a community. Do you want a better game? Do you want a better franchise? Or do you want to continue to weed through this nonsense and consistently support and reward this awful, awful company for doing the bare minimum? That's all they're doing. They're consistently doing the bare minimum and asking for more and more in return from the player. I'm sorry. It's just not good enough. But I guess the conclusion for today's video is that we get what we deserve. We consistently reward Activision for putting in the bare minimum and making sure nothing works as intended, and this is what we get in return. We get a game that has this big update that we want, that we're looking forward to, and it breaks the game. Pretty par for the course as of late when you consider Activision's work. Happened throughout the Modern Warfare 2 life cycle, happened during Vanguard, happening here again in Modern Warfare 3. But we continue to support it. We continue to say it's A-okay. So awesome job, Call of Duty community. Cannot wait to see what else Activision has in store for us the next time they drop a content update. But that's all that I have for today's video. I'm going to hit you guys with the full patch notes in a separate video coming out tomorrow. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. If you enjoyed this one, please hit that like button. If you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.